Hi, I'm Cody Tuck. Today I want to discuss with you why hate is more powerful than love. I know this is a highly debated topic. I know that it's typically one-sided in the favor of love. But today, if we can take a seat back, if I can get you to take a broad look at the whole spectrum of this question, I can prove to you that hate is in fact more powerful than love. Now, I say this because through all of time, the most famous directors, writers, historical analysts, their greatest feats of documentation have been on instances based on hate, whether it be based on war, plagues, great instances of death. The list goes on. That's what receives attention from our society. Our society has become so comforted and complacent with hate, death, anger, that it's what drives us. It's what brings our attention and reels us in rather than stories filled with love and hope. And if you don't believe me, please feel free to sit in front of your television set at 5 o'clock in the evening after work, after school, and just take a look at what your local news provides to you. They know. They figured it out. They know that articles filled with hate is what grasps us. It tugs on our strings. It gets us going. It really does. It gets our blood boiling. And that's what they want. Now that I've got your attention, I want to dive a little bit deeper into this. My first justification for why, in fact, hate is more powerful than love is that where love is the emotion that comforts us, hate is the emotion that fuels us. When someone happens to fall short, if they have a great loss, if they have a great failure, that anger, that loss, that hate, the paranoia of losing your job, the need to provide for your family, to provide for yourself, that's what pushes us. That's what gets us through the workday. That's what really grinds us to better ourselves, whether it be to better ourselves physically, to better ourselves mentally. That is the pure source of motivation. My second justification is that our society is more attracted to occurrences filled with hate, as I stated earlier. Now, once again, the most historical instances throughout the world have been based on hate. For example, you have the Holocaust, you have world wars, slavery, civil wars, and once again, the list goes on. I couldn't name them all. But these historical events are treated as a normalcy in our society because our society has become so complacent with the idea of hate, for it fills our world on a daily basis, with our local news constantly showing these acts of hate, even to our children. It's just become such a normalcy, and that's what surrounds us every day, and that's what draws our attention. And finally, my last justification is that our society has been drawn towards commencing acts of hate to solve issues rather than use acts of kindness. War itself has become a normalcy throughout the world. For example, the United States is on the brink of commencing another war with North Korea. The talk of nuclear weapons being involved, and it's hardly caused our society to blink an eye. Our nation seems to have been at war since I can remember, since my parents can remember. It's constantly off and on. We're always in another territory. And growing up in those circumstances, it's sad. Our society feels like all issues with neighboring countries, with other territories, that just needs to be solved strictly with violence. We just need to go in there and we need to take what's ours. That kind of mentality. Rather than address it with acts of kindness, with communication, really building on coming together and finding a median. But our country, all countries, have done that for so long. Once again, it's just become a normalcy, and it's sad. Now, I want to conclude this by saying I don't favor hate over love. I think that with where our society is at, with riots in the streets based on hardships with law enforcement, with deadly shootings that have been highly debated, with property damage to local stores, to homicide rates going up, to hate crimes on an all-time high in our society. This is when we need to recognize this. Us, ourselves, our media outlets, we need to realize that we need to spread love. We need to come together. We can't keep staying separated. We can't keep letting hate fill our everyday lives. Now, I will say there are positive sides to hate. As I stated earlier, hate is a great source of motivation. It's a great source to better yourself, to find that, hold on to it, grasp it, and never let it go, to continue to better yourself and never become complacent with where you're at. But in the means of surrounding ourselves with positive images, positive stories to make ourselves better socially, we really need to find that. We need to find that link between all of us and come together. So yes, I will finally state in conclusion that hate is more powerful. But as of today, in this present time, that needs to take a turn. We need to make love more powerful. That needs to become the more powerful emotion. Though it is the more popular emotion, it needs to become the more powerful emotion. And we need to really set that in place and get those gears turning, because with the way the world's going, with the way our society is going, it's not looking good. We really need to come together. I really appreciate you listening to this. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your comments. If you happen to comment on my post and let me know what you think. Hope you have a great day. Bye.